change did so, and this team recognized it and embraced it. And it also helps when you got a guy like Eli Heidenreich who does a little bit of everything.
But one of those chances to pick up a title. Third-year head coach Tim Roken, but he's been with the staff every step of the way as an offensive coordinator.
Hey everybody, this is the future prep football game about to start. This is Citrus Prep. That's the other team, Mount Lebanon, I think they're called. Their name is, if I'm not mistaken. Go for some football. Hersheypark Stadium.
That's the Mount Lebanon Marching Band.
Mount
leading
Lebanon,
us in
right.
our national anthem.
Oh.
A blustery day tonight, Brian. 20-mile-an-hour winds consistently, gusts up above 30. Could change things. St. Joe's Prep led at quarterback by Samaj Jones, a sophomore. First time in 4 years we haven't seen Kyle McCord under center for St. Joe's Prep, now playing his football at Ohio State.
And with Samaj Jones, he's a guy who's definitely the definition of a dual threat. 61% passer, has also rushed for 865 yards on the season. So,
All right, boys, let's go.
Who's really going to dictate the pace of the game, what they want to do. They have some excellent running backs in Blaine Bunch and Caddy Phillips, but this is a team, they want to control the line of scrimmage behind a very solid and veteran offensive line.
Samaj Jones, those 865 yards rushing you mentioned, leads the team. That's missing 3 games with injury this season as well. He is the key here tonight. The guy who played in his stead when he was out for 3 games was Dane Piccirillo, a guy who's senior leader, heart and soul type of the team. Now going to go back to his normal H spot.
Look at you guys, look at all that lights from Hersheypark. Roller coasters in the background. Wooden lights.
They do indeed, and you know, on the other side, you've got a Mount Lebanon
Roller
team
coasters
also
in the background.
They want to
Lights
control
up.
the ball
That's
on the
pretty
ground
cool,
too. So
huh?
these are very similar teams in what they want to try to do, and when they go to the air, they have the ability to do so. But Alex Texa is the 6-foot senior.
Let's go Hawks!
Almost 2,000 yards rushing for him on the season in 24. Only one game he's played since October the 1st where he's had less than 100 yards. It's because he only carried it 3 times that time, still had 68 yards. Mount Lebanon wants to do things on the ground, and they will use Heidenreich a lot through the air. And on the St. Joe's Prep side, they want to control things with their 3-headed monster on the ground. But Samaj Jones definitely is a guy who can game.
Mount Lebanon will kick it deep. Mount Lebanon in white with the navy blue helmets. St. Joe's Prep all maroon.
Go Hawks!
The last of 6 games. Pennsylvania State Football Championships were underway. And a dangerous kick, a nice scoop there by St. Joe's Prep. Isaiah West, a freshman linebacker, and a pretty heady play.
Yeah, because that could have been a dangerous ball. If that bounces around, stays in bounds, it's a live ball. And Mount Lebanon could have gotten a deep one-side kick. What it amounts to? Let's take a look at that St. Joe's Prep offense. Again, we talked about Samaj Jones already, but I want to talk about that offensive line. Brad Harris, George Reinhardt, Julian Cervantes, Lakeem Steele, Alec Treadway. Only Steele did not play as a starter last year. Cervantes moved
What's up, everybody?
center this
All
year,
right, start leaving comments down below.
and they have done a
I'll try to get back to you.
Samaj Jones on the pole right up the middle. And
St.
that's
Joe's
a game
started off the
of
ball.
6.
So off the
That
game in
offensive
the
line,
end.
Brian, they like to run to the left side. Some consistency there. Brad Harris, George Reinhardt, rock stars on the offensive line, like you said, both in those same positions for the last few years.
And after this play, we'll take a look at the Mount Lebanon defense, who's going to have to go up against them.
David Washington, we were uncertain of his status coming into the game. Samaj Jones pulled down, and it'll be a sack for Mount Lebanon.
That's William Harvey, the nose guard, the 280-pounder. It's a 3-4 defense for Mount Lebanon as we take a look at them right now. The key group that's going to be in those linebackers. Because when you play a 3-4, the linebackers have to fill those holes.
Go St. Joe's.
Daniel King.
Go Hawks.
Really good ones. Jack Smith, Tommy Boehner on the outside also have done a great job in run support this year.
3rd down and 6.
36, St. Joe's, let's go.
Jones throws it across. Catch made. And
Oh, no, go. Go. Hey, good. Go. Oh. Oh, yes. Wow. What a catch.
And for St. Joe's Prep, if you're going to throw the ball like this and you're going to have single coverage on the outsides, take a look at this route, just a really short in route. The dive for the tackle immediately puts you at risk. Run all the way down by Texa and Heidenreich, and not until they've got a trip outside the red zone.
Samaj Jones processing plays, not like a sophomore, as he drops straight back. Spins out of one tackle and right into another. A second sack of the opening drive. Daniel King in there on the tackle.
King was in there. Also, the nose guard Harvey was in there again as part of that. The previous pass was a 49-yard pass completion, catch and run. This one -5 puts them behind the number here on this 2nd down. Some good pressure early from Lebo.
Okay, go.
Josh Barlow gets his first carry of the game. Nothing doing there. Maybe a half yard. 3rd down. And 13 coming up.
13 coming up.
Appreciate how quickly they get off the ball. And the one other thing to keep an eye on, too, for them, they play a lot of guys both ways. So as this game moves on, do they wear down a little bit? But here in the early going, that front group really getting some penetration.
Also an asset that St. Joe's Prep has, Antonio Chata. A phenomenal kicker, only along a 40 this year, but you know that he has range past 50. Samaj Jones drops straight to 3rd down. Fires, and it's caught. That's Owen Garwood, got right up near the line. Looks like he has it. 1st down, St. Joe's Prep.
13th catch of the year for Garwood. Just a little crossing right across the middle. There's only so many guys you can think of, and he gets linebacker coverage as King trying to cover him across the field. That's a miss.
Last night on St. Joe's Prep's basketball team, those are his teammates. He'll join the team when he gets back to campus. Samaj Jones up the gut. 1st down and goal, give him 3 there. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 7.
And something that St. Joe's Prep has done so well in the state championship games, they have taken the heart of the teams that they've played over the last so many years. Last year, Central York jumped out quick on them. The previous year, Central Dauphin got a very quick start against them. This is why it's very important for Mount Lebanon to try to stiffen here inside the 10.
Blaine Bunch flanks Samaj Jones to his right. Now a motion by Elijah Jones comes into the slot. 6 on the play clock. Jones crossing pattern caught by Washington, but wrapped up right there. Number 4, Matt Wirtz, in there on the stop. Brings up 3rd down, goal to go from the
trust. Wirtz and Ward on the outside, a short tackle. St. Joe's Prep, though, already 3 for 3 throwing the football, and you're seeing the accuracy of the sophomore Samaj Jones.
Now Josiah Trotter. We'll see him on the other side of the football, middle linebacker. He checks in.
Come on, Trotter, son. Play for the Eagles.
With the carry. And that's short. Decision time for St. Joe's Prep.
They turned him back in a big way. Jack
Go for it!
The linebackers in there, number 7, who helped fill the hole. Have to think here. I mean, you've got a great kicker in Chata. You want to take that lead. I would think that they would kick it here, but I also would expect them to throw for it as opposed to run here. Reason because you're in a running formation. You've got 3 yards left to go, but that, after seeing what happened on 3rd down, there's no way I'm running it. So a great play action fake, and Trotter just sprints unmarked into the right side of the end zone. Easy score. On 4th and goal, the conversion, an important one for St. Joe's Prep.
Josiah Trotter scored a touchdown on that exact same play earlier in the year.
That was in for St. Joe's Prep. Taking a look at that drive chart there. Our live stats actually have St. Joe's Prep up somehow 13-0. And that was 10 plays, 74 yards, and took the opening 5:48 of this first quarter. Impressive opening drive, doing it a little bit on the ground, but also really the key to that drive more than anything, Bob, was the arm and accuracy of Samaj Jones, finding his receivers their own.
Well, you mentioned Samaj Jones, a guy who had been hurt even into the PIAA state playoffs. Well, he played his the last game, the best he's played all year long. 7 total touchdowns.
St. Joe's up 7-0.
Touchdowns passing. So now we'll get a look at Alex Texa, Eli Heidenreich, and this Mount Lebanon offense. This is not a team that is going to worry about a 7-0 deficit. This has been as good an offensive team as we've seen in the state.
Averaging almost 39 points per game, and they have been high-powered ever since they've hit the playoffs, even more so than they were in the regular season.
Antonio Chata has a leg, this one into the wind, and this one returnable for Wirtz, and Wirtz stumbles down.
You have had a little bit of precipitation as the day has gone on, and that does make that turf just a little bit slick. So we get a chance to take a look at the Mount Lebanon offense. We've already talked about Heidenreich and Texas. Joey Daniels, an underrated guy back there, 60% passer, 1,900 yards passing on the season. You also look at this offensive line. This is a group that is a little bit undersized compared to some of the other groups that we've seen come through this weekend, but still a veteran group, 4 seniors and a junior up front.
Go St. Joe's.
Daniels
Yes.
crossing pattern.
No, go. Get him.
Room for Beersdorf. Josiah Trotter trying to chase him down, won't get there. One play, 85 yards. Mount Lebanon.
Beersdorf won the season at 175 yards receiving coming in. 85 on this play in his 4th touchdown.
He's going to play baseball in the spring. A great baseball player from Mount Lebanon. We'll call that one a home run ball.
That could even be a grand slam in some ways. The necessary response of his team. Buddha ends up picking the extra point through. And the response was quick and it was emphatic. A week ago, it was the guys against State College that you would expect from Mount Lebanon.
7 tie game.
Dominated that game. They ended up scoring 49 points in that contest. And you know, the route that they took to get here, it's something where State College was probably not the most difficult group. They were 8-5 on the season coming into that game, had gotten through, had found a way to play their best football at the end of the year. But what Heidenreich did a week ago, 9 catches, 5 touchdowns, 278 yards through the air. And this is a guy who at the beginning of the season was basically a wide receiver for them. And they just looked at it and said, we need somebody else to run. And we also need to find other ways to make sure he keeps touching the football. All of a sudden he starts running the ball a lot more, and it has been fantastic. The first 8 games of the year had 104 yards rushing. The last 6, when it matters, 519 yards rushing, and that doesn't even include the fact that he's over 1,300 yards receiving on the season. Heidenreich has everything that you may have heard about him, if you have, and if you haven't, you should have. Navy commit, and he is that good. But that time of
Jeremiah Crowder right there.
Overshadowed by that maybe a little bit, and maybe underrated, makes that touchdown.
That was definitely one of the coaches. Well, he was last year.
Of the year, and St. Joe's Prep will get the football back. This is exactly
That's
what
what it is.
I think a lot of
That's Jeremiah Crowder.
football fans were hoping for out of this 6A title game. Mount Lebanon, in many ways, started the year as an unknown. What's the level of competition they're playing? What should I take from these results? Well, they just kept winning and motored through Heinz Field against Pittsburgh Central Catholic, and everybody realized this team is for real.
Yeah, Jeremiah Crowder was helping out last year as a coach.
Automatically should have respect from everyone across the state.
He should.
But when you knock
His
out
other,
a storied
his
program,
other son, he had two sons
even though
last
they
year.
beat them in the
One
regular
son was a
season,
senior.
the way they beat them in the
Now
regular
this
season,
year, it's a junior.
27-7, was something that opened a lot of
Uh,
eyes. And at that point,
his other son's a
okay,
junior.
this team's probably going to be at Hershey in a couple weeks. And that's exactly what has happened for Mount Lebanon. You put on top of that a storied head coach and Bob Palco leading the way. He knows how to get a team here. 3 straight years with West Allegheny that resulted in a championship in 2001.
Another pooch kick. And that's interesting. Josh Barlow caught the football. He did not wait for a fair catch. But number 32, Isaiah West, did. It flew over his head. Barlow makes the catch, and the referees have to honor that. A District 3 crew here tonight.
It is. Out of the Reading area, Al Lubas is our referee. He's the guy out there in the white hat. So when we hear something from him, it will be hopefully for these points.
So now the second offensive drive for St. Joe's Prep. The first one, 10 plays for the touchdown.
Well, 4 seconds already.
Handoff to Blaine Bunch, and the ball's loose. Mount Lebanon is on it.
That's Jack Smith. Jack Smith, number 7, the linebacker, jumps through. Take a look. That ball, he goes into the line. Looked like there was either a helmet or an arm on the ball immediately. And Mount Lebanon gets the first turnover of the game and automatically into the red zone for the
Quickly go!
The touchdown was of 85 yards.
Go Hawks!
Immediate red zone possession to try to take the lead.
Mount Lebanon, a team looking to create turnovers, looking to find ways to get off the field defensively so that they can pave the way for this high-powered offense. Joey Daniels, 1 pass, 85 yards for a touchdown. Daniels looks for Texa. Texa stumbles forward, nearly gets to the first down marker. Gain of 8 and a good screen pass to get things started.
And Texa is a guy who also can catch the ball, 7.7 yards per catch on his 20 catches this year.
Go Hawks!
After this play, we'll try to take a look at the St. Joe's Prep defense. They were quickly off the field the first time, so we didn't get a chance to look at them. We'll give them a little bit of props for being here.
And a run by Eli Heidenreich. Touchdown, Mount Lebanon. 3 plays.
Right side behind Joey Peters, maybe their best offensive lineman.
Go, St. Joe's! Wake up, boys!
Seen from this team of late, and you can't think for a second that Mount Lebanon, the way that they have played since really that Pittsburgh Central Catholic game and the confidence that they had in that game, they just feel every time they have the football, they can score on you. And they are proving that that is pretty much the case. A week ago against State College, first 7 drives, 7 touchdowns. This team is just rolling and clicking on all cylinders. And they have gotten the lead due to a turnover there on that second drive. And
Okay, we were doing the whole game, so.
St. Joe's Prep in the championship game, we have not seen them make those sort of mistakes hardly at all.
Mount Lebanon, as experienced as it gets. 9 starters on offense, 9 starters on defense. Bob Palco, we talked about him coming over from West
Keep
Allegheny.
the lights go for the whole first half.
While there, Mount Lebanon, their first WPIAL title in 21 years, since the year 2000. This program has come in with a force, and they sent a message early that we're supposed to be here. St. Joe's Prep, you may be more familiar with Hershey, but maybe Mount Lebanon wants to make themselves at home here over the next few years as well.
Joseph, wake up!
Fumbled kickoff return. Fortunate that Blaine Bunch be able to scoop it up and get out of trouble.
And he jumped in front of the other return man there, and it almost cost them. See how they sort of approach this drive now. I think with Mount Lebanon getting the advantage in this game, I would actually expect at this point them to really concentrate on the ground game a little bit more just to try to settle the nerves.
And
with
Kasim Phillips comes out there.
Sure.
Haven't seen much of him. Not listed as the starter. That was Blaine Bunch, but he gets more carries. He's been arguably a more successful back this year, but they're best when they're working off one another. Phillips gets the touch and pulled back. Great stop there, number 75, William Harvey.
That's Harvey, the nose guard again, and he is having a fantastic first quarter of play. It is very rare that you get to call a nose guard often. Maybe in the entire game, because they get double teamed most every down. But he has made an impact early on.
Second down and 11. A quick hard count there to get a look, and it looks like Tommy Boehner is thinking about blitzing off the near side. Outside linebacker. Now he pulls back.
Let's go, Hawks!
Pulled, not a ton there. Gain of 4. Brian, you talk about William Harvey. Great story on his account. It's a real
What's up,
family
everybody?
affair with William
You
Harvey.
watching?
Last time Mount Lebanon won the Whippeal in 2000, his brother James was on the winning team, played at none other than Three Rivers Stadium. William's one of 8 siblings. 3 of those boys played college football, and the 2 girls, they married college football players. It's a football family.
Indeed.
Third down and 6. Jones to the outside. Elijah Jones and pushed back. Wirtz, great defense zone, understanding where the line to gain is. Sure, you can catch it short of the line, 4th down.
And that's exactly what they did there on the coverage. Take a look at where he is. He goes back, drops into that zone, and as soon as he reads that that ball's going to be thrown underneath, he explodes. Gets there, no yards after completion, and because of that,
I'm going to keep the whole game going.
Opportunity.
I'm just going to break. It's halftime for 15 minutes.
One up into the wind,
That's all.
and so he keeps it low. Bounces, and I don't think that one was touched. Referees agree. Touched at the 34-yard line. That's where Mount Lebanon will come back out there. Brian, the wind, it's mostly straight across the field, but if anything, off our right shoulder.
Now we
as you do it.
We see the wind wreak havoc here. Let's take a look right now while we have the chance at the St. Joe's Prep defense that already has been a little bit under siege here. Matthew Dumont, Daniel Daly, Noah Click, all returning starters, but the defensive end, James Hurd, is the team leader in sacks with 10.5. Josiah Trotter, of course, leading tackler on this team, has the NFL lineage and also his older brother's down at Clemson now, and an unbelievably young but talented secondary that we'll talk about as the night goes on.
And now a design keeper for Alex Texa. Texa to the outside, gain of 3.
And really the definition of really having your system fit the personnel. Joey Daniels, the starting quarterback, there are a lot of times that he will not take the snaps. They will run Wildcat with Texa. They'll run Wildcat with Heidenreich. Each of them has thrown passes this year. They've had other people throw passes. So you never know what you're going to get out of Bob Palco's offense.
Let me know if you guys see anything I can fix. I'll try to fix it.
For Mount Lebanon. And it is Texa. Gobbled up. Good defense there. Cole Nillis. 3rd down and 9 coming up after the loss of 1.
Third leading tackler on the team and 13 tackles for loss coming in. That may have been another one. May have dropped him for a yard loss there, and we'll get credit for that. It was just a great read coming around the edge. Wasn't worried about the passing game, and they'll have to be here on 3rd and 9. More than anything else, you immediately say to yourself, where is Heidenreich? He is out here wide to the left.
Hawks!
Do not look for him in the passing game yet. That is rare that it takes this long.
Down to 2 on the play clock. Grayson D in motion and then forced to burn that.
And no choice there. They wanted to see what the
Here
look
goes
was.
come on, boys. Oh.
Didn't like it initially, and then
I'm
didn't
tired
have
today,
the personnel where they wanted them. Joey Daniels already in this game throwing the football, and you're expecting him to throw here. 2 for 2, 93 yards, a touchdown.
I wish I could talk. I wish I could respond to everybody's comment. I
Mount
can't.
Lebanon has gotten this game, other than giving up a touchdown in the first drive, but even that was something where St. Joe's Prep had to go all the way down the field, and then on a fourth down had to convert there from the 3-yard line. But I mean, that right there just showed how tough this defense is looking to play in this game. And for the Hawks, like back was a little high. It also came out hot.
Yeah, I was hoping I would be able to respond, but I can't. Sorry, guys.
Could be the fact that he was at least getting a little bit of pressure there, but had to try to hit him at the same time. Those are catches that Heidenreich we've seen him make this season. They're going to have to punt the ball away, though, and a nice stop at 3 and out by the Hawks defense.
Rugby style kick, a high one, headed towards the sideline, and it does go out beyond the sideline. Biersdorf punted that one away, and St. Joe's Prep, the offense, comes back out onto the field.
St. Joe's Prep on the season, a couple of losses. They lost to Prep. Well, they avenged that loss in a big way later on in the playoffs, 35-7, and they've been rolling ever since, at least until tonight. But this is a team.
PO, Mount Lebanon setting the edge and forcing the sophomore Samaj Jones to make a decision.
Well, and also with the 3-4, we're going to take a look at it here. On the outside, there's number 17, and when you have the linebacker
for Barlow, Josh Barlow, good yardage there. They need the 40, got him right to the 39, 3rd down and short.
They actually might be better off right now just telling Samaj Jones, look, we're going to take the first read. Just go right at it, trust this offensive line, and allow them to just pound away. Short yardage, they're going to bring Caddy Phillips back in.
And this is when St. Joe's Prep, they're really good doing this. Bunch, Phillips, Barlow, in succession. Keep trotting fresh guys out there. 14 on the play clock.
I wish I could talk to respond to
They
guys.
need the 40 for a first down.
Ooh.
And Phillips, they ran him to the outside. What a play. Tommy Boehner. Boehner, a first-team all-conference linebacker. He shows you why.
And a tremendous job. Watch the defense. Look at them all sneaking over the left-hand side. They know the tendencies of this team.
And Kobe back out with an opportunity with less than a minute left in the first quarter.
And now one of his better efforts, just a 25-yard punt. And we'll give pretty decent.
Just trying to figure this out, but it's
If
all
there
right.
is a wind that you would like, it would be in the direction that Mount Lebanon has it right now. And for that reason, with 47 seconds left, if they want to take advantage of that, you might see the ball in the air here in the first couple plays of this drive.
We played a good game so far.
And it's a designed keeper. St. Joe's Prep all over it.
Texas in the Wildcat. Again, they will not always use their quarterback. In fact, right now, the guy listed as their quarterback standing over on the sideline around the 30-yard line, waiting for his opportunity to get in.
And now it's Eli Heidenreich, so flipping with Texa, who took the last direct snap. Pellegrino in motion. 2nd down and 8. And they'll run to that left side. Heidenreich biding his time and nudging forward. That will be the last play of the first quarter. Mount Lebanon, they have shown the state of Pennsylvania that they're supposed to be here. 14-7, they lead over St. Joseph's Prep. We'll be right back with second half action on the NFHS Network.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
They ask, why are you training more?
They tell me it's just a game that we already practice.
I know. It takes dedication to earn greatness.
I might fall.
But I won't give up.
I have to work for it.
I put the time in to be better.
I didn't hope for it. I worked for it.
Champions keep going when others stop. So?
I don't stop.
I didn't hope for it.
I worked for it.
Second quarter action here on NFHS Network. Bob Long, Brian Kaiser, your broadcast team. Brian, we could dub this one the Battle of the Smart Guys. You do research leading up to these games, and a lot of recruiting agencies tell you, put your GPA, put your SAT scores on your recruiting profile. And a lot of 1500s, a lot of 4.3 adjusted GPAs on both sides. These Mount Lebanon players in particular, they all have that up there, and these are some really, really smart kids. St. Joe's Prep, a very rigorous high school in the Philadelphia area as well. Two teams that are very intelligent, and I would expect some adjustments on both sides.
Definitely, and the nice thing about when you have intelligent players, they're able to make those adjustments on the fly, sometimes even seeing them themselves and making those adjustments on the field. But you have two very good head coaches in Tim Roken and Bob Palco for these two squads respectively. Just the intelligence factor in this game between these two teams, the football IQ, you see it, and you've seen it on film all season long with how both these teams have developed.
3rd down and 6. Daniels, and they got a man wide open on the double move. Down the sideline, Jack Smith. Inside the 15, what a play by Mount Lebanon on a key 3rd down.
And you tell your receivers to always be ready. Watch the left side. Heidenreich is going to have all the attention, as he should based on what they did last week. And nobody goes with Jack Smith. Deep route, goes down the field, gets it all the way down to the 11-yard line. But that's because everyone's eyes are on Eli Heidenreich, and it allows Jack Smith to make his 5th catch of the year.
Texa. Right up the gut, gain of 2.
Hi, everybody.
And this time,
I'm back.
they have James
Okay.
out there. But
That's
he's not
about it. Was right.
behind center when
I
they're
turned
running
that
back.
fish for a minute.
Yeah, they will rotate different guys back as the guy taking the snap. If it's not Daniels, then there's a really good chance it's going to be a run, but not necessarily, especially down in this area of the field. But Daniels back in there to take the snap.
14-7.
Unselfish
Now,
Kansas
Lebanon.
not necessarily taking every snap. 2nd down and 8. They can get a 1st down without getting a touchdown. Daniels scrambles and cuts it up the field. Slides down at the 5-yard line, creates a 3rd and 3.
Excellent work that time of recognizing, trying to look to the right-hand side of the field. Absolutely nothing there available for him. So he comes back to the left and realizes as he's scanning his options, there's a step-up lane for him. Steps up in the pocket and just takes off. Knows he can get a positive gain out of that, get close to a 1st down and close to the end zone. And it's a much easier conversion here for Mount Lebanon on 3rd down and short.
14 on the play clock as they change the play at the line. Rolling, firing, caught for the touchdown. Mount Lebanon, it's Alex Texa. A 2-touchdown lead. In this particular case, whistle stays silent, flags in the pockets. And it's 21-0 Mount Lebanon. 10:15 to play, 2nd quarter.
And that drive was 6 plays, 61 yards, 2 minutes and 32 seconds off the clock. The big play on that drive, 3rd down and 6, the completion for 45 yards to Jack Smith. Now, if you look right now, Bob, at who have been the difference makers on offense for Mount Lebanon, Michael Beersdorf, Jack Smith, 2 huge plays in the passing game, both either being a touchdown for Beersdorf of 85 yards or leading to a touchdown for Smith of 45 yards, things that they weren't getting. You're worried about the 3-headed monster in the back? There's been 2 other guys who have been major contributors in this 21-7 lead.
St. Joe's Prep in a position that they haven't been in much this year, even with the 2 losses. They've only trailed really seldom throughout the course of the year. Not many, if any, 2 touchdown deficits.
They had some adversity, though, a couple games ago against Bethlehem Freedom. Freedom was a team that really pushed them the entire way, and that's another case that this team might not be as invincible as what they originally, whenever you hear the name St. Joseph's Prep and they're in the state championship game, a lot of the folks in the state think, okay, this is a foregone conclusion. I think that's sort of a close game in the state quarterfinals is a game that really let a couple other teams know, you know what, we got a real shot at this team.
Still the largest deficit of the year. That one's kicked out of bounds, and the difference in that Bethlehem Freedom game, were the 4 turnovers by St. Joe's Prep. Yep. This is just getting beat at the point of attack by Mount Lebanon, and that's not something they can say that has happened this year.
And I think the other thing, this offense that they have, because you have multiple people who can carry the football, but also a very sophisticated passing game where there's a guy that you should probably key on, and they've done that, and they found the other guys tonight in the passing game, and because of that,
Go Hawks! Wake up, St. Joseph's Cowboys!
Dangerous team through the air. St. Joe's Prep looks like they're going to take the football.
You slow to break the huddle here.
This becomes a huge drive for them. And that is something that we have not gotten to say very often over the last few years. A big drive and an important drive for the Hawks.
And you wonder if they get back to what they're really good at, which is running the ball in between the tackles or off that left tackle.
They're gonna have to do something.
Reinhardt at the left guard position.
Hey, I don't know.
It is, but I don't like what I'm seeing right now if I'm Tim Roken. But I did like what I saw at the beginning of the game with Samaj Jones throwing the football. I think they might have to switch it up.
And whistles as Blaine Bunch. Looks like it'll be a procedure penalty against St. Joe's Prep.
Prior to the snap, full start, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
As we mentioned, a District 3 crew here tonight. 1st and 15 back behind the sticks for St. Joe's Prep.
That just
Go
makes
Hawks!
it even longer. And when you're having trouble sustaining a drive, the last thing you need is a penalty to start it off. Timeout, St. Joe's Prep.
Yeah, they're going to talk about it.
Obviously something that they are not happy with. Maybe body language. I mean, that's a very strange sort of a timeout right there because they had just gotten back up to the line of scrimmage after the penalty, and it didn't look like there was anything really going on. That just something that Tim Roken saw that I got to talk to these guys and I got to do it right now. And that's excellent coaching when you recognize something's not right with my guys.
It's a ton of experience. Not necessarily all as a head coach, but has been there for 12 years now. This is his 12th season. He's actually been down to the All-America Bowl, coaching the East team twice, once in 2015 as the offensive coordinator, and then last year as the head coach. So he understands how to coach guys at a high level. 2 for 2 as a head coach in terms of winning state titles.
And he's also a guy who gets his guys to the next level. But there's a high standard both in the classroom and on the field. We talked about the fact that these are 2 very intelligent teams. This is what student-athlete is all about. The fact that, yeah, you're playing football, and yeah, you're really good at football, but you also have a responsibility. You got to be that student in the classroom as well, and these 2 programs really typify what they're looking for, what you're looking for across the state.
Good boys.
Out of the timeout, St. Joe's Prep faces 1st and 15. And Jones, a designed keeper off the left side, hurdles one defender and then shoved backwards. Good play there by Charlie Pellegrino.
It is. We saw yesterday, if it is considered a hurdle, and here Samaj Jones
That's a hurdle.
Just does that, that's supposed to be a 15-yard penalty. That is an illegal play in high school football. So maybe fortunate to get away with it, although not saying I agree with the idea that hurdling is a penalty, but it is.
Jones fires over the middle, incomplete. He was looking for Elijah
Run the ball, boys, run the ball.
There was a little bit of pressure from Jack Smith.
That's right,
I
man.
think he heard footsteps because Jones was coming on that crossing route. Had to just wait for just a little bit longer and hold on to that football, but didn't think he had the time to do so.
Already a favorite target for Samaj Jones.
You gotta run the ball a little bit.
Substitutions on the year. Yes, a quick substitution and quick to snap the football. Jones steps up, flings it to the outside. Washington makes the move.
Ooh.
Somehow kept that knee off the ground, pirouetting his way to the first down.
Sort of like play before, except the last
That's right.
time.
This is St. Joe's Prep team. I know.
Make the tackle. Jones
I know,
steps
like
up, slings it out to the
throwing
side.
it.
Got to make one man miss. And he does just that, and then he makes a couple more miss. Matt Wirtz was the first guy on the scene. Could make that stop, and a first down for the Hawks.
That was an excellent camera look at it as well, Brian. Somehow keeping that knee off the ground, getting the palm, the offhand palm to the ground to keep yourself afloat. Now timeout on the field for the injured St. Joe's Prep Hawk.
That is Brad Harris, the left tackle.
And that's an issue. If he has any issue coming back into the game, he is one of those rocks on that St. Joe's Prep offensive line.
Yeah, he's a returning starter, and the guy more than anything else in most offensive lines, that left tackle has to be your big anchor over there. The guy, when you need yardage, you go behind that guy. He looks uncomfortable right now, but he is walking off under his own power. He got his arm, too. That's a wrist thing. And that is being held very, very loosely. That'll be interesting.
We'll keep an eye on Harris. Sure hope the best for him. It is a first down for St. Joe's Prep, though, not to be lost, and an important one at that. 3 wide on the near side. And Jones just couldn't pick it up right off the snap. Fortunate to get it back. It will go down as a sack.
Wow. What an athletic play that was, because that
Try running the ball, boys.
I mean, doesn't catch it clean, but catches the ricochet off the ground with players all around him from the other team. Could have been disastrous.
Yes, it's not a spherical ball. You're not exactly getting Sunday hops off the turf there. Very fortunate to be able to pick that back up. St. Joe's Prep, they do like to hard count it and try to elicit
Run.
defensive scheme.
Bring up the gut.
7 on the play clock. Jones, easy one across the middle for Owen Garwood. Breaks a tackle, and he's going to be about a yard short of the first down. 3rd down and 1 upcoming.
The other thing that does for you is it gives you the opportunity with your offensive line try to make that block, see if that backup tackle is able to do so. And Harris is now back into the game at left tackle after taking a couple plays off. Try to keep an eye on him and his ability to use his hands. Very important for an offensive lineman to get those hands into play.
Dane Piccirillo, the H position in there to lead the way, and a big run. Caddy Phillips inside the 30. Phillips tripped up at the 15.
There you go, Hawk.
Oh, yeah, definitely. The kick out from Piccirillo was big. But Harris comes back in the game. The first thing they do, let's run behind him. And a pulling guard comes over as well. And then the rest is Caddy Phillips, just breaking tackles. Finally tracked down at the end of that play by Charlie Pellegrino. But a huge gain all the way into the red zone.
Piccirillo back out there at the H. 3 receivers. Jones up the gut. Jones inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Gain of 7.
And how important is it, too, Bob, as an offense, to get that initial first down and start getting a little bit of rhythm with that offensive call? And all of a sudden, you're seeing that rhythm help St. Joe's Prep. They look much more aligned with each other. They look right now in sync and are moving the ball very effectively.
Jones again off the left tackle, taken down. May have run into the back of his own guy, and it ended up being Cooper Austin, the senior, getting credit for the tackle.
A nice job in the entire defensive line, just sliding on down to that side. Cooper Austin, one of the people that they'll rotate in at the defensive end position. Again, this is a team that does play a bunch of guys. They've got 5 guys listed
Are we doing
on
it?
the offensive side
Back
as well.
15 minutes
We'll
with
try to
this,
keep them fresh, rotate
clock
some other guys in.
ahead time. It'll be
Timeout
15 minutes, so
called by
I'll do the whole
Palco.
second half for you.
3rd and 3 coming up after the timeout, and it might be a little early to chase points, but if you find yourself with, say, a no gain or a gain of 1 and it's 4th and 3 or 4th and 2, the way Mount Lebanon is scoring, St. Joe's Prep may consider going for it on 4th down.
I have a
Put me
feeling
up
it
to
really
say,
depends on
comment,
the
please,
everything
somebody.
else, because the first down
I
play,
got a bomb. How you guys doing today?
the first down play was a good game. The second one, though, they moved very well. if they don't pick it up here, there's got to be a play that Tim Roken likes that he thinks is going to work against this defense in that specific scenario. Otherwise, you're going to put your field goal kicker out there and trust him to put the ball between the uprights. The wind here potentially could be a factor in the decision also, but you still have a 3rd down and 3 first. You have the
Tommy Boehner, all of them first teamers this year.
almost easier to say who's not a first teamer.
Got one key block.
65 yards, took 4 minutes and 12 seconds off the clock.
Wow.
And with 6:03 left to go here in this first half, it is a 7-point lead for the WPIAL champion, Mount Lebanon. The St. Joe's Prep right back in. And we talk about the lineage of these teams. You've got St. Joe's, who 8th straight state title. 8th straight state title. That sounds ridiculous, especially at the biggest level that you've got at the state of Pennsylvania. Wins in 2013, 14, 16, 18, 19, 20. They lost back in 2017, but they are 21.
And that was Pine Richland.
Yeah, and they're 21 and won in state playoff games. No one in the state of Pennsylvania has ever won 4 in a row at the highest classification. Now, Southern Columbia, we got to see them yesterday afternoon. They just win constantly, and they've won 5 in a row now. But no one's done it at the highest level. Closest anyone's gotten was those super-powered Central Bucks West teams back turn of the century. The Pentons. Oh, and those were groups, and it was Erie Cathedral Prep who ended up stopping that run right around the last time that Mount Lebanon had a chance to go near the state championship, because that was back in 2000 when they had a chance to go that far. This is their first state title game. The first Whipule appearance in this championship game, though, since Pine Richland won it in 2017.
Interesting. And the one year that St. Joe's Prep has not made the state title since 2013 was 2015, when Central Catholic beat Parkland in that final. So the only 2 times since 2015 that St. Joe's Prep has not won, it's been a Pittsburgh school coming out on top.
I'd like to say that's surprising. It's not. You got the 2 biggest cities in the state of Pennsylvania. You're going to have the biggest classification. You expect the best football many times to be played in those areas, and they have consistently shown that over the years.
Halfway home here in the second quarter, and you see having to hold the football because of these wins. It's coming mostly from sideline to sideline, a little bit off our right shoulder, off the right-hand side of your screen to the left.
This is not always the easiest thing either.
This is a windy game, they said.
Might not think about practicing with somebody holding it. Definitely don't do it a lot. Hopefully Lucy's not out there holding the football for Charlie Brown.
Antonio Chata boots that one deep, and wind aided, nearly goes through the uprights.
That's with a finger on top of it, and he still booms the ball. He is all sorts of fired up near the 40-yard line and just trying to get in the accolades from the crowd.
Chata has been a guy that has been here in Hershey and has been a part of the story in Hershey for many, many years.
And the thing about a team that is trying to win their 4th straight title, that means that the seniors on this team have never experienced failure in a state championship game. And that there's something to be said for that, and the fact that they have that sort of mindset coming in.
Mount Lebanon now has the opportunity to answer, and right up the gut, a good run for Alex Texa.
You notice the one other really subtle thing he did at the beginning of that play. He put the ball in his right hand, sort of implying, hey, I might throw this football. You do that just to keep the defense honest every once in a while, even though he doesn't throw it hardly at all. He has thrown it.
It was a lot of fun live streaming this game. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Thanks for joining me on your Saturday night.
Fortunate for Mount Lebanon that they didn't run to the left-hand side. There was great penetration on that side of the line, And the offensive line
Traversing the
scrambling
hell
to try to
along
figure out
this.
what to do, but Texas
Wow.
going to the right-hand side away from where that pressure was. It does not end up affecting the play, and he picks up the first down.
I'm enjoying it. I hope you guys are enjoying it.
In rhythm, St. Joe's Prep offense.
Texas 122 yards away from 2,000 yards on the season. Coming into this game, he has 17 to start. Picks up a few more there. Make that Eli Heidenreich.
Heidenreich, as they continue to rotate, and 5 and 3 and 8.
Oh.
All look very similar back there in the backfield. And we've got a foul. Oh, my favorite. Once again, the sideline warning has been issued to St. Joe's Prep.
Sideline warning, St. Joe's Prep.
So we have warned St. Joe's Prep, please do not go past this line. And they will do that the entire second half. And no one will say anything because they don't want to cost them any yardage on it. The same thing will probably happen at some point on the other side, too.
Single
Yes,
back Pellegrino again.
Let's see what if you guys see. You guys think that this is too light? Let me know.
It's going to be very close, maybe a half yard short. Trotter just stopped him in his tracks. You don't see that much with Eli Heidenreich.
You don't. You also haven't heard Josiah Trotter's name mentioned very often. Been kind of quiet here in the early going. That is a violent tackle and a guy with a lot of strength, and still an underclassman, just a junior.
And now a whistle. Joey Daniels was trying to creep up to the line, fake like he was calling an audible, and then sneak it forward, and it looks like Mount Lebanon will be penalized.
That's a huge penalty because instead of a quarterback sneak, probably pick up the first down.
Full start. Offense number 34. 5-yard penalty remains third down.
They get Pellegrino, the tight end, moving early on the play, and now third down and call it 6 to go.
Game changer there, Brian.
Oh, no question. And you desperately want to get a first down here to keep the ball away from the Hawks.
The Hawks!
In motion. Single coverage out there on the far side of the field.
Get him!
Right on the screen. Texa has the first down. That's a wonderful play design. The offensive lineman aggressive getting out there.
Hey, let me know if this is a play,
there's a
eh?
team in the state that runs a better slip screen. Just look at that. 68 with a fantastic block from the left guard, Owen Halter, and that springs the way. I'm serious. Everyone knows it's coming. Everyone knows they run them constantly, and still they pick up big gain after big game on those slip screens constantly throughout the game.
And now Heidenreich's going to throw it for Daniels, who's going to chuck it deep, and it's incomplete. Pretty good play call. How about the coverage by Keenan Nelson, the senior going to South Carolina next year? Great recognition.
That's a veteran back there, realizing that you can throw the ball over that direction. Doesn't matter to me. I'm going down here with my man.
I will.
And until somebody crosses the line of scrimmage, this is still
I'm trying my best.
That's a veteran back there playing the
I'm
position
still my
of safety,
phone, so
staying in coverage and staying in the moment. Great job.
try my best.
Second down and 10. Pellegrino again comes in motion. There's the snap. Heidenreich for a gain of just 1. Now make that Alex Texa, number 5, slipping through for the gain of 1 off the left tackle. Third down and 8.
What they have done very well, though, here, Bob, is they have worked some of the clock. St. Joe's Prep still has 2 timeouts left to go. But what Mount Lebanon has done is they've made it very difficult, even if they don't pick up a first down here, for St. Joe's Prep to drive down the field and try to tie this game before half.
Alex Texa is the deep back.
Just so much like guys, let me know.
Heidenreich comes in motion. Daniels chucks it deep, looking for Heidenreich. Incomplete.
Is that Mount Lebanon's coach?
Up there by Alex Texa just to give Daniels the opportunity to deliver the football.
They did indeed, but that's Rocco Nickel running stride for stride every bit of the way with Heidenreich. An excellent read on the play there that Heidenreich was going to get singled up. They had the double team over on him, but the guy up front comes on the blitz. That's the guy who got picked up by Texa. That left single coverage for Rocco Nickel. He was up to the task and is going to force the punt.
Guys, can feel free to subscribe to my channel if you guys want.
Emilio Agard. Back deep to receive.
My goal is to get to 500 subscribers.
Called now by Mount Lebanon.
Okay.
Michael Beersdorf, the punter, set to kick this one away.
Thank you, buddy.
We talked also about how
Can you subscribe to my channel, everybody?
the best big school football is played really in the bigger parts of the state of Pennsylvania, in both Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. Whitfield
There's too much like, guys. Let me know.
They have an opportunity to do something that they've never been able to do before. And it is a very, very proud football conference. They have won the 3A, the 4A, the 5A championships already this weekend. If they can win this one with Mount Lebanon, it will be the first time ever that the Whitfield wins 4 state championships in the state championship weekend. And that would be a tremendous accomplishment from one place. And it would mean that Bishop Guilfoyle from District 6 and Southern Columbia from District 4 would be the easternmost teams to win a championship this year. Nobody from the eastern half of the state being able to pull it off if Mount Lebanon can continue winning this game.
And the only way to get more teams to win a state title is get that many teams.
I'm trying, guys. I'm trying my best.
And that was impressive in its own
Keep my phone still.
Whitfield teams. This one booted high, and that's going to come straight down and takes a St. Joe's Prep hop. So they'll get the ball in good field position, 2:13 to go.
You want to see what the wind does to a ball? Now, he got it up a little too high in the air, but that wind just grabbed it and threw it straight back as far as it possibly could. Punt goes virtually nowhere that time. A net of 16 yards on the punt for Beersdorf.
Low draws, not high fades, Brian. To use a golf terminology.
I wish I could get my wedge to go that high, to be honest with you. And stop and spin the way that one did.
That's right.
I keep picking my head up. That's the problem, man.
What if for St. Joe's Prep? Who you got rooting
A lot of
for?
baseball players like Beersdorf can figure out the golf game, too.
It's a natural thing. Nice swing. Football players, not so much sometimes.
2:11 to go, second quarter. Big chance here for St. Joe's Prep as Phillips spins twice. Phillips making guys miss. A nice run. Gets up towards the line to gain. He'll be 1 yard short, so the clock will tick under 2 minutes.
But a tremendous spin that time from Phillips. Take a look very quickly here. He goes inside, gets hit, but nobody wraps. And then this time, he makes another man miss. That time, that was Boehner who missed. Great run on first down.
Now Jones. Jones hit short of the line to gain, so decision time for St. Joe's.
Sophomore linebacker who comes in the game in that situation and makes the stop.
Just better, guys. Let me know.
Perfectly going over to that left-hand side.
Get a better view.
They didn't pick up the first down on the first down run that was about 9.5 yards. Just expecting automatically on that second down play. We're just going to run over here, and we don't have to get much, but as long as we get the first down, clock stops, we can reset everything. Now you get dropped for a loss. Clock would have to run.
Please don't unsubscribe, buddy. I'm trying my best to with my phone.
I mean, you're expecting them to probably pick it up here, but still, those timeouts can be very, very valuable down the stretch of the half.
And Tim Ruka needs to think about it a little bit, right? You may have the opportunity to throw the ball, but the issue there.
Thank you.
They do not currently have a timeout. You would essentially gift them a timeout.
I would put my phone down, but if I have nothing to put my phone on.
I can guarantee you that.
So
I don't know that they're as worried about that as much as just picking
maybe
up
I'll get it. Maybe I'll get a tripod. Maybe I'll try to get a tripod.
He got the first down.
My phone.
82, got 2.5, and the clock will stop momentarily as they move the chains.
Had bigger personnel in the game.
Maybe I'll try to get that for Christmas, guys.
Along with one of the extra offensive linemen, you send 2 wide receivers back in the game quickly, and you had the base defense in there at the same time for Mount Lebanon, so they don't get the chance to switch up.
You're
Now
the
we have a
best.
stoppage here, and I'm not certain what the issue is.
I don't have a clue what they're doing.
Are they questioning whether that was a first down. It certainly was. Line to
You're
gain was
doing
42.
better than the NFL.
What are they doing?
Okay, now there's the signal. First down.
I wish the NFL would hire me, guys. I would love it, but
Because it was 2
I
yards
just
back.
doing it just for fun. I'm just live streaming these games just for fun.
Stick is right there. Yeah, but that's where the beginning of this drive is going to start. Oh,
And gives
I would love it if the
to the football, ready to snap it as they begin running the clock again. Jones takes the
St. Joe's
shot.
Prep. Who are you guys
Washington
cheering? Who are you guys rooting
inside
for?
the 15-yard line.
I'm rooting for
Gets
St.
a
Joe's
streak
Prep all the
really,
way.
Ryan, pitching
Philly
back.
boy, born and raised, baby.
more coverage on the play.
Philly boy, born and
You
raised.
had three guys on the
Mount
bench.
Lebanon, all right.
The assignment.
All right,
Forced
yeah,
the
you guys.
Heidenreich, the safety, to get over there late on the play.
He's
Makes
from
the stop.
Pittsburgh,
Still,
I guess, then.
big play into the red zone, and now an opportunity for the Hawks to try to draw even before halftime.
Mount Lebanon will receive the football to begin the second half. A big drive here for St. Joe's. Jones kept the football, avoided a sack, and got 4 yards.
Did Noah Halter not realize?
I wish I could
I think he almost stopped on that play, thinking that Jones had handed the ball
type
off.
something in, but I don't know.
Runs right by him.
I can't.
Either that or
Sorry,
some great
guys.
strength from Samaj Jones getting out of the tackle.
Kasim Phillips in the backfield.
Go for Mount Lebanon, too.
Jones.
So you guys are both for Pittsburgh?
Washington, short.
Is that
The
right?
first down inside the 5.
Texas saves that touchdown, at least for now. All of a sudden, you're taking a look, and the timeout called by St. Joe's Prep, the last one for either one of these teams here in the first half.
That's one there where you'd love to have one play ready to go, assuming you get that first down, run up to the line, and try to run it once. Now they cannot stop the clock again.
I think right now, you get a hot quarterback anyways. But I think this is a
They're playing a
team
good
that-
game now. Both teams are giving,
over the side.
playing very well.
If they want to run the football here, they're going to have play
Yep.
number 2 ready in the back pocket.
Nice.
And it's probably going to be, if it's a run, it's either going to be straight up the gut.
Did
so
you,
can
did
get
you
up,
go to Mount Lebanon?
or you may see Samaj Jones run here to the near side.
St. Joe's Prep's going to make a comeback. Yeah, they are.
The instructions are get out of bounds, save the clock.
Really difficult to do in such a condensed portion of the field.
It's tough.
And St. Joe's Prep is definitely making a comeback.
What your players can do. You also have a Mount
St.
Lebanon
Joe's
team
Prep actually has a former NFL coach, former NFL players kid on their team.
On the offensive side,
Trotter, number
I think
40.
they have a real option in the second half.
Plays
to
for the
really let
Eagles.
Samaj Jones
I don't know if you guys
turn him loose, throwing
know
the
who he
football.
is,
He has
but
looked very sharp. They have had
he plays for the
receivers.
Philadelphia Eagles. His
Washington
name's
has had
Jeremiah
a first half.
Trotter.
Right
Started
now, they're just looking to tie this
number
game up
40
for
for
halftime.
the St. Joe's Prep.
Balls on the near hash.
And he's one of the coaches.
And a tight end, Josiah Trotter. Keep an eye on him as the fullback.
I
He
did a
leads
78
the
too.
way. Samaj Jones didn't get there. Clock ticking under 25 seconds to go.
Look at Samaj taking the ball to the umpire to reset things.
And now they spike the football so they get one play at it.
At
It
halftime,
would be really, really tough. I mean, you would have to throw this ball to the end zone because it would be extremely difficult
nope.
to get Antonio Chata out there.
But you come back to that play where they had to spend the timeout during this drive. We talked about how important those are. Now you're forced to probably throw the ball here on third.
Yeah, but I don't know what to talk about.
Samaj Jones got rid of the football. Fortunate to do so. That gives St. Joe's Prep at least an opportunity to decide what to do on fourth down.
I think they called ahead of the referee, the umpire in football. I don't
didn't
know.
even think his arm was up when Pellegrino hit him in the backfield. And he was still able to find a way to get that arm cocked and throw it in the direction of one of his receivers, and ends up saving the opportunity to put some points on the board before halftime. What a feat of strength there from the sophomore quarterback.
Antonio Chata from 20 yards away. A chip shot for him. Tough angle from this hash. Drills it.
Missed it.
And it's no good.
Yeah, the angle.
Oh, good.
And here's the thing.
Mount Lebanon will go into halftime with 40 for the 21-14 lead, guys. Check back in 15 minutes. I'll do the whole second half. I appreciate you guys coming on.
Exactly. Actually, it's easier to kick
Coming
in the
back
pros
better.
than it is at the college or the high school level. And China shows you why
You're
right
coming.
there. That's a tough angle kick for him.
Coming.
Great stand there by Mount Lebanon.
They're coming back
They
after.
have the lead going into halftime
Coming
and get the ball to start the second half.
We'll come back
Yeah, him coming back. Yep.
again, not to beat the drum.
Just 15
not
minutes.
having
That's
a
all
play
they
designed for
get.
that momentary stoppage after you get the first down inbounds, having to use that timeout and essentially forfeiting the down by having to spike it on
Halftime now, guys.
the ball game right now. Mount Lebanon gets the football to start the second half with a